I have walked across the surface of the sun. I have witnessed events so tiny and so fast, they can hardly be said to have occurred at all. But you, Adrian, you're just a man. The world's smartest man poses no more threat to me than does its smartest termite.
The second episode of Watchmen finally dropped and a lot happened in terms of narrative. Spoiler alert, Night Sister finds out she has a special connection to this guy. Now, while I can do a simple review of this episode, I want to do something a bit more interesting, and that is focus on the world of Watchmen. Now that we're in episode 2, we get a bit more insight into the world building here. Fans of the graphic novel may have known how the world of Watchmen was in the 80s, but just how much have the world changed since? If that world was to exist in the present, how would that world be? Well, in the graphic novel we see that the comedian covered up the Watergate scandal, allowing Nixon to stay president indefinitely, allowing him to pave the way for Robert Redford, who remained president for close to 30 years. This is just one way in which a superhero changes the course of history in the Watchmen universe. Just how Robert Redford's legacy now seems to be reparations in the series, Nixon's legacy seems to be his victory at Vietnam, which is now considered part of the United States. Now, the graphic novel did a good job of displaying how the very existence of superheroes changed our perception of superheroes. For example, because superheroes exist, comic books about them wasn't as popular, leading the way for comics about pirates to become popular. Because superheroes exist and are influential, they are treated as real and even historical figures, rather than ideals. This is seen in the American Hero show, displayed in the episodes, which is shown as a documentary about a historical hero. Because Owlman exists, his tech is now used by the police department. Because Mothman exists, his wings is used by news outlets. Because Rorschach exists, his mask is used to hide the identity of the 7th Cavalry. Because Asmodeus exists, the Cold War ended and now we have raining squids. Because Dr. Manhattan exists, electric cars and planes has made gas and therefore fossil fuel obsolete. Which leads us to the question of what would happen to humanity if we relied on the greater power too much. Perhaps the intervention of Dr. Manhattan caused us to place limitations on humanity, therefore leading us to fail in creating the internet and through extension cell phones and social media. Perhaps humanity thought the best we could offer was already given to us, by what we might perceive to be a godlike being. Which leads us to Asmodeus' obsession with Dr. Manhattan. In episode 1, we are shown this through his plans to have a play about him, and also this scene where he works while completely naked, just like Dr. Manhattan. In episode 2, this is shown further as we see this play carried out, and also his relationship with the clones he rules over. He speaks to them in the same manner Dr. Manhattan once spoke to him, disconnected and as if they were beneath him. Furthermore, Asmodeus has an obsession with clocks, a parallel to Dr. Manhattan's own relationship with clocks. So now, in a world filled with superheroes, where both cops and terrorists walk around in masks, where the internet doesn't exist, where the world supposedly came to be united for a moment, we are left with a powerful question. Do the reality of superheroes in this world match the idealism we attach to superheroes in our own world? We see superheroes as saviors of humanity, or at the very least, examples of the ideals we should strive for. However, in the world of Watchmen, we see that rather than save humanity or put us on a better course, humanity has progressed in much the same way, perhaps for the worse, despite their influence. Violence, ignorance, and hate still exist, perhaps solidifying what Dr. Manhattan once said, that nothing ever ends.
Has it stopped, Master?
No, Miss Crookshanks. It's only just begun.